Shocking new Oak Island discovery at Smith's Cove. The depths of Smith's Cove are home to untold riches just waiting to be discovered. An amazing new find has surfaced from the depths of Smith's Cove on Oak Island. It's so cutting-edge that it'll revolutionize the world. Rick and Marty Lagina are digging away at Smith's Cove with boundless energy and excitement. They want to enclose an area of roughly 12,000 square feet with a gigantic steel cofferdam measuring 525 feet in width. With the new Oak Island discovery at Smith's Cove, this is all part of a search that started over 2 centuries ago, with the hope of illuminating an enigma that has baffled humans for that long. Using information obtained from previous excavations by Dan Blankenship, the team zeroed in on a specific spot near the northwest corner of the cofferdam. They theorized that a mysterious U-shaped building was hiding in this area, and that it held the key to the site as long-guarded secrets. Their research of the ancient Smith's Cove was motivated by a sense of hope for the discovery of previously unknown facts. A new finding was made at Smith's Cove on Oak Island, as a result of the team's persistent efforts. It wasn't a single epiphany. In reality, a fascinating chain reaction of findings occurred as the dig progressed. The astounding discoveries will be thoroughly described. Gary, an expert metal detectorist, was indispensable in searching the heaps of dirt and debris for signs of anything of value. Not long afterward, his detector picked up a non-ferrous signal, sparking enthusiasm at the prospect of finding valuable gold. The group huddled around in expectancy. They carefully and visibly exposed the shiny object, exhibiting its golden sheen and suggesting it might be shaped like a coin. The prospect of finding their first treasure at Smith's Cove stoked the excitement of the crew. However, more research is needed to determine the nature of the discovery. An important fact became clear upon further inspection. There were no machined edges on the piece, which suggests it was made before 1795, when the first money pit was found. This finding assumes great significance, raising the possibility that the item is a priceless relic from the past. This life-changing find has energized the crew to keep digging in, the hopes of finding even more priceless artifacts. They worked with a wave of melancholy, remembering the pioneering spirit of digger Dan Blankenship, who had originally explored this area in 1971. There is evidence in Italy linking the Freemasons and the Knights Templar. Amazingly, not many are aware of this. Keep reading to learn more about this peculiar connection. To the north of Rome, approximately 105 kilometers, 65 miles away, is the Italian city of Viterbo, where Rick Lagina and other crew members have traveled. They've scheduled a meeting with author Gianluca de Prospero, who has spent more than 20 years looking into the Templars' activity in this area. Throughout the Middle Ages, when Rome was experiencing political unrest, in the 7th century, Pope Alexander IV and the Catholic Church temporarily relocated to Viterbo. The city's original site was in Rome. The Templar Order also used the city as a walled fortification during that time. They noticed a cross that had the same 4 spots as the Hoe Stone. These 4 pointed crosses point to significant areas that the Templars historically frequented and that are associated with images of priceless goods. They also noticed the Holy Grail, which is frequently portrayed, and the cross, which serves as a form of emphasis and is sometimes seen in areas connected to either the Holy Grail or the Holy Shroud. It speaks volumes about the Hoe Stone if this 4-dot cross is only found in locations connected to the Templars or with Templar-related objects that they may have been defending. In the 1920s, treasure hunters on Oak Island made a surprising find on the northern edge of the island, a large boulder with a number of enigmatic inscriptions on its surface. They had a nagging hunch that it pointed to the site of a hidden treasure, so they used explosives to dig beneath it. Nothing was found beneath the massive boulder. But is it likely that a fragment known as the Hoe Stone, which included a cross surrounded by 4 dots, was a crucial sign that Holy Templar treasures are stashed away on Oak Island? And if so, what could that hint be? Could this possibly explain the high concentrations of gold and other metal traces discovered deep in the money pit? Every place they visited seemed to interact with them in some way. They were aware that the Templars used the cross since they came across it in many places, including Portugal and the Hoe Stone. In order to show their findings to Dan and hopefully shed light on the riddles surrounding Oak Island, they became even more determined to complete their investigation of the mysterious U-shaped construction. The crew kept their will and concentration throughout the excavation, knowing that each new find brought them one step closer to discovering the truth about Oak Island. They were aware of the gravity of their mission, yet unwavering in their conviction that the key to their success lay beneath their feet. As they continued their search, the crew kept in mind Oak Island's legendary history, which has attracted innumerable treasure hunters with the promise of untold wealth and a centuries-old mystery. They took pride in their illustrious lineage and set out to leave their imprint on the world. Their faith in finally unraveling the enigma of Oak Island grew with each new piece of evidence they uncovered. They were so sure that they were on the cusp of something incredible that they were willing to go down any road in search of answers. The crew at Smith's Cove didn't let setbacks stop them from their painstaking excavation work, because they knew the answers they were looking for were out there somewhere. Smith's Cove, named after United Empire loyalist Joseph Smith, is a little village perched high above the beautiful Annapolis Basin. Researchers are finding intriguing leads, but they know their work is far from done. Oak Island's mystery hasn't lost any of its allure or difficulty over the years. It will continue to attract people for years to come. Smith's Cove, like Oak Island itself, has attracted treasure hunters and researchers drawn in by the promise of untold riches and the intrigue of centuries-old mysteries, prompting countless excavations and studies that have yielded a wide range of findings and ideas. Strange man-made structures known as box drains or finger drains astonished everyone at Smith's Cove. Using pebbles and coconut fiber, these buildings skillfully formed a system of waterways that reached all the way from the shore to the money pit. Ingeniously constructed flood tunnels with drains are thought to have been used to conceal the gold. If someone tried to dig for the money pit's hidden treasure, the region would be flooded with ocean water. Speculation regarding the worth of the hidden treasure on Oak Island has been sparked by the discovery of the box drains that Masons joined. The Templars contributed to the construction of Templar and church structures, while also founding labor unions at the same time. The Templars and Masons were an obvious choice to provide the Templars with the buildings they needed for their banks, chapels, and other amenities, because they were skilled builders. Masons carried out the construction while Templars handled the financing. The buildings that the Knights Templar owned most likely did not disappear after they were captured. The neighborhoods where a sizable number of Templars and Freemasons resided did not either. This also applied to many nations throughout Europe, including but not limited to England, Scotland, Ireland, and Spain. Masons and Templars shared communities and carried out many of the same tasks, particularly following the failure of the First Crusades in the Holy Land. The Knights of the Temple were another name for Masons, and Templars were closely associated. Have you signed up yet for more incredible discovery material? Make sure you do that. In addition to taking part in military actions, the Knights Templar, a prominent body of devoted Christians, were responsible for guarding European pilgrims as they traveled to religious sites in the Holy Land during the Middle Ages. Stories about the Knights Templar, their military prowess, their knowledge of money and banking, and their service on behalf of Christianity during the Crusades are still widely known in contemporary culture. History buffs and the general public have been fascinated by the Knights Templar for centuries because they are a wealthy, ruthless, and secretive order. Even though Freemasonry as a whole makes the general disclaimer that no Masonic institution claims a direct heritage to the medieval Knights Templar, some degrees and orders are obviously fashioned after the medieval order of the Knights Templar. The phrase commemorative orders or degrees best describes these groups. Recent discoveries astound scientists. To learn more, click the video after this one. The drainage system itself is an indication of the treasure's potential value, given the level of innovation required to build it during that time period. Another curious construction, this one made of wood and formed like a U, was discovered at Smith's Cove, partially buried in the sand. Experts can't agree on whether or not it was used as a wartime mooring facility or as part of the flood tunnel system. Its presence, however, just serves to further the mystery surrounding Oak Island. In addition to these buildings, a wide variety of artifacts have been discovered in Smith's Cove. Coins from the 1600s and 1700s, as well as pieces of ceramics and metal, have been found. The wide range of artifacts found in one place is evidence that individuals from many different cultures and eras visited there. This has led many to believe that pirates and other mariners frequently visited Oak Island in search of a safe haven to bury their loot. Not only have treasure hunters become interested in Smith's Cove, but geological studies have also been conducted there in an effort to better understand the island's unique features and their possible relevance to the wealth. Subscribe now for more shocking and interesting new discoveries on Oak Island. The inclusion of rock and coconut fiber box drains, or finger drains, suggests the presence of a complex flood tunnel system built to conceal the loot. It has been theorized that the island was a favorite hiding location for pirates and mariners due to the wide variety of artifacts found there, including coins, pottery shards, and metal objects. Several treasure hunters have lost their lives in the search for the riches, despite the fact that geological investigations utilizing ground-penetrating radar have yielded vital insights for ongoing digs. Relics from Shaft 6 and a near-identical copy of the fabled 90-foot stone are just two of the incredible finds uncovered by the Oak Island crew. The mystery of Oak Island is deepened by the discovery of artifacts such as coconut fiber, parchment scraps, and human bones. In spite of setbacks, the Oak Island team is still working to solve the island's riddles. The film also references the mysterious and fascinating character of the Oak Island findings, which continue to captivate viewers. Furthermore, it implies that the island's claimed curse contributes to the place's creepy aura and mystique. The video ends by urging viewers to check out the channel's back catalog and sign up for future updates. Click on the next video now to find out more about strange discoveries that marvel Northern Side. Additionally, the number 13 is believed to have some form of significance, and the Knights Templar, an organization closely associated with many of the artifacts found on Oak Island, are said to be connected in some way. Gary Drayton and his metal detecting team once more find evidence of activity on the island in the 17th century. In Dead Man's Chest, the second episode of the 5th season of The Curse of Oak Island. This time the activity may have been from the military, potentially from pirates, or even from both. The crew finds a 17th century musket ball that was used in weapons before discovering what they think is a marav, similar to the object found in the Season 1 finale. The difference is that this currency has been divided up into smaller, easier-to-handle pieces. Coins like the marav were often cut in the 17th century to create change. This practice gave origin to the phrase "pieces of 8", later made well known by the classic pirate novel Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. Another puzzle piece that supports the idea that pirates visited the Oak Island coasts. Is it feasible that additional research on piracy has to be done? The Lagina brothers and Gary Drayton continue their search for hidden money in The Curse of Oak Island Season 5, Episode 3, Obstruction, by looking into the Dunfield spoils. Robert Dunfield dug a hole that was 100 feet wide and 140 feet deep in 1965 in an attempt to find the rumored treasure hidden on Oak Island. Ultimately, the large hole was filled in on its own, and the search for the treasures proved futile. The soil that was taken out during excavation, however, was not put to another use and ended up being called the Dunfield Spoils. With the use of a metal detector, the Oak Island crew swiftly located a pair of English coins bearing the likeness of King Charles II on one side and the dates 1673 and 1694 on the other. These two coins' discovery on Oak Island in the 1700s suggests that either English military soldiers or pirates frequented the area. For more recent stuff, don't forget to subscribe and enable post notifications. In an effort to unravel hints about Oak Island's past and refute myths, the team visits various parts of the island and speaks with locals. The team also discovers gold close to the money pit, indicating that there might be further treasures yet to be discovered. Even though they've encountered some difficulties, the crew continues to move and conduct their inquiry. Season 9 disproved Fred Nolan's claims of an ancient Portuguese presence while supporting Zena Halpern's Templar map. This discovery has restored their trust in their mission. The team encountered numerous rumors and plots along the road, which frequently cast a shadow over the wealth itself. Nevertheless, it appears that this season might be the one in which they ultimately succeed. Even though the current season is coming to a close, The Curse of Oak Island. Drilling Down is scheduled to air next week in Traverse City, Michigan. In 2011, the origins of this mysterious energy were still a topic of discussion among NASA experts. Click the next video to find out more about this enigmatic power on Lot 8. In a recent episode of The Curse of Oak Island, researchers have finally uncovered substantial proof of a metallic anomaly. Marty, Gary, and the other members of the team investigate Lot 8 after finding a large metallic oddity there. They uncover a number of unique relics, including a garnet brooch and a piece from a bride's horse, prompting questions about their origins and any connections. The secrets surrounding Oak Island keep getting more complicated as the show follows the journey of full-time treasure hunters through each new season. Their discoveries with metal detectors open up new vistas for historical inquiry. Always make sure to get permission before hunting anywhere, whether on someone else's land or a public space.